flyers in the world, and Fleisch Barker isn't somebody he's used to wrestling, but he needs to up his game for this one match. Fleisch Barker treating Jody with disrespect, throwing him around the ring like a small child. He's proving his dominance in the opening minutes of this match. Jody Fleisch needs to get on top of his game to prove he has what it takes to be champion.
Fleisch Barker now going for a move that he's very well accustomed to, that being a headlock. He's keeping it tight, he's keeping the pressure tight on Jody Fleisch. He's obviously want to keep this match as slow and as mean as he can get it. But unfortunately Jody, no, Fleisch Barker, like a runaway train, knocks over the Phoenix.
You just saw Fleisch Barker uttering some words there. He was talking to referee Andrew Coyne, saying ask him what, Fleisch? It's a ladder match. The only way you can win the match is by grabbing the belt, climbing the ladder and proving that you are the champion.
Fleisch Barker now is being run to the ropes, and once again he just runs over Jody Fleisch.
He's just proving his physical dominance. That's all he's doing. He's saying to Jody, you're nothing to me. Who are you? I'm Fleisch Barker. I'm the former champion. I beat Doug Williams. What have you done?
When Jody won the King of England at Revival, he was able to get the match won because Doug Williams, his opponent for that contest, was able to make a mistake. But the question is, Tony, does Fleisch Barker make mistakes? He's as old school as they come, and he keeps it down and basic. And as far as I'm concerned, Jody Fleisch might not get an opportunity to get any momentum whatsoever.
Well, Fleisch Barker is definitely in the driving seat of this match at the moment. It seems to me that Jody needs to up the pace if he wants to stand a chance of beating Fleisch Barker.
Fleisch Barker now throws Jody back to the ropes. Jody Fleisch with a hip toss. No, it's blocked. However, he kicks him over. Flings the leg. Nice 360 spin. Ducks the clothesline and a chop. Not quite as hard as Fleisch Barker's, but all the same, they must be little stingers. Fleisch Barker now throws Jody to the ropes. Jody over Fleisch. Fleisch jumps Jody. Jody with a kick and Fleisch is down.
Those chops might not have been as powerful as Fleisch Barker's, but you're damn sure that kick to the chest was.
Jody now's been run to the ropes again, and Fleisch Barker, military press set up here, Tony.
Military press, and he's just holding him up there. He's like, Jody, I could hold you up there forever if I wanted to. You're nothing to me. You're half my weight. I eat you for breakfast.
Once again, Fleisch was trying to slow it down, but Jody's escaped. Fleisch tried to run, and Jody Fleisch throws him over the top rope to the outside.
It looks like Jody.
Now Jody with a suicide misses!
High risk maneuver. Jody just lost half of his back by the looks of things. Phil Fleisch Barker telling the fans to get out the way. He's got something in mind for Jody. What's it going to be? Oh! He's just driven him back first across the guardrail. Whatever way you look at it, Nick, that's gotta hurt.
Fleisch Barker just suplexed the Phoenix. Jody Fleisch onto the railing and into the crowd. Now let's see if the fans actually defend their golden hope of the new school, or whether they're going to be wise and get out of the way for the unstoppable wrecking machine that is the old school's crown jewel, Fleisch Barker.
The fans are confused. They're not quite sure what they're seeing at the moment. They paid to see wrestling. They didn't pay to see it right in front of them as they're sitting there watching the match. Phil Fleisch Barker, the disrespect he's showing to Jody Fleisch, I can't believe it. This is supposed to be a sport of champions. It's a championship match for a belt that's supposed to mean something. Fleisch Barker is just running roughshod over Jody Fleisch.
I completely disagree with you, Tony. You say Fleisch Barker isn't showing any respect to Jody Fleisch. Fleisch Barker's one of those guys, he shows you respect by how hard he hits you with his iron fist. And now he is squeezing the shoulder muscles of Jody. No doubt an old school nerve hold, and Jody's being slowed down and kept to the ground. This is very disappointing for Jody. No doubt Jody's ladder match stipulation will suit him down to the ground. However, Fleisch is keeping it old school style. He's keeping with the holds, he's keeping it to the mat, and Jody Fleisch must be desperate to find a way to quicken the pace and to introduce the ladder into tonight's main event.
I know you love the old school, Nick, and I know you love Fleisch Barker, but I have to say it's Jody Fleisch, not Jody Fleisch. Jody Fleisch is our champion. He will always be our champion, and hopefully tonight he will be recognised as the undisputed FWA champion.
But answer me this, Tony, before Jody Fleisch, who whoa, Hurricane Rana on Fleisch Barker. Very nice. Both men are back up, but Fleisch Flash just cuts off Jody. Now, Tony, I was going to ask you before I was cut off there, was before Jody Flash, who was the hope? Who was the hope of the new school? It was a man like Scott Parker, but Flash Barker decapitated him and took him out of the game. Before that, there was Robbie Brookside. Flash Barker defeated him too. And then before Robbie Brookside, there was a former FWA heavyweight champion, Doug Williams. Flash Barker didn't just only beat him once, he beat him twice.
It's true, Nick. Flash Barker is a dominant force. Flash Barker is not going to be somebody that will easily be beaten. But I have to have faith and I have to hope that Jody can reach deep down and bring it up and prove that he deserves to be champion. He proves that he deserves to be in this spot. Even though Flash Barker is treating him badly at the moment, it could all switch at a moment's notice. As Jody gets some offense now, what's he going for? He goes for a moonsault, he lands on his feet, goes for the clothesline, Jody ducks it over and over, and it's a Hurricane Rana from Jody Fleisch, proving that don't blink, you'll miss something.
Well, Jody Flash now is taking it to Flash Barker, and Flash Barker is once again out the outside, and that's a dangerous place to be if you're Flash Barker. Jody Flash now! Press!
Phoenix style press, shooting star press to the outside. Nick, have you ever seen anything as beautiful as Jody Fleisch?
You can hear the fans appreciative of the FWA. Tony, you want to know if I've seen anything as beautiful as a shooting star press to the outside? I've seen the golden tear on the cheek of a small child. But back to the match. Flash Barker is down, and Jody Flash now has the advantage.
I've no idea what you mean, Nick. You're in a world of your own. But back to the action, thick and fast. Jody Fleisch, even though he managed to hit the shooting star press, Flash Barker seems to be up on his feet a lot quicker. Flash Barker being the bigger of the two, he maybe has more stamina. He's been in more matches like this before.
Now this is a rather surprising tactic. Flash Barker was the man who brought in the ladder. I would have thought it'd be
Crown Jewel Crunch! Flash Barker has got to be in a whole world of hurt right about now. The ladder is a weapon that Jody's used to. It's something he's familiar with. Flash, I don't think I've ever seen Flash Barker in a match like this before.
Well, this is what I was trying to bring up. Flash Barker was the man who brought in the ladder. I found this incredibly surprising. Jody Flash is the man who knows how to use... Baseball slide into the ladder, into the rib cage of Jody Flash, and now he's down. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe a ladder in the hands of Flash Barker is a more dangerous weapon than he could ever get his hands on.
You know, I thought this match would be suited to somebody like Jody Fleisch, but it just shows that every little bit of offense that Jody gets in, Flash Barker's got to come back for him. As he hits those vicious knife-like chops all over Jody Fleisch's chest, it's got to be beaten black and blue red.
Now Flash Barker is the man with the hardest chops in Europe. Jody off the rope though, and he tried to go for his own move. However, Flash Barker now with a ladder to the face and the chest of Jody Flash, and Jody spills into his own fans again. Referee Andrew Coyne trying to help Jody out of there, but meanwhile he can't see what Flash is doing. Flash is setting up the ladder between the apron and the guardrail.
Jody Fleisch was going for the same move that Flash Barker had just hit on him, but Flash Barker, being the ring general, having the ring savvy, knew what was about to happen, saw what Fleisch was up to, used it to his own benefit, and now Jody Fleisch is in the crowd and he gets a chair shot for his troubles.
If a ladder wasn't bad enough, Flash Barker has just brought in a chair to the proceedings, and now he seems to be going for another one. It looks pretty obvious what he's setting up here for, Tony. It's a platform of death, a ladder and two chairs, and this cannot be good for the Phoenix Jody Fleisch.
It can't be good for anybody, Nick. How would you feel being slammed onto a ladder with two chairs?
Wow, but Jody Flash is fighting back with a kick to the face, and now he's going for something, tornado DDT, but no, Flash caught him, and now it looks like Flash is going to set him up for those ladders. Jody, however, with a kick to the head of Flash Barker.
Jody Fleisch, he's wrestling with Flash now. Even though he's the bigger man, Jody has the heart. Is he going to go for the suplex? Is he? Oh! Suplexed onto the ladder, onto the chairs. My God!
I don't know if you saw the face of Flash Barker, but it looked like he knew what was coming. He was superplexed from the ring to the outside, onto the ladder and the chairs. Referee Andrew Coyne checking on his well-being, but there isn't much he can do in this type of contest.
I don't care how big you are or how tough you are, that's gotta hurt. Pretty much the same as when Jody's brandishing a ladder and using it basically to run into your forehead.
Jody Flash used that ladder like a battering ram straight into the face of What's Jody planning here?
Jody looks like he's got something in mind. Jody Fleisch is taking apart the guardrail.
I'm not sure what he's doing here. It looks like he's trying to get back to the outside. Security look baffled. They don't know whether to help him or whether to stop him, but there's not really much they can do. Jody Fleisch and Fleisch Barker, this is a no disqualification match. No one has any control over these two.
Jody Fleisch doesn't usually use weapons. He doesn't need to, but he's got the ladder. And Jody Fleisch is off somewhere. I don't know what's going on. I mean, he's setting the ladder. What could he possibly be setting the ladder up for?
Tony, I don't know, but if there's one thing I do know is ladders equal and plus balconies equals trouble for both men.
Ladders do definitely equal danger when they're in the hands of somebody like Jody Fleisch. The fans, I think they're all starting to cotton on. They know what's... Jody Fleisch is climbing to the balcony. Why would Jody Fleisch be climbing to the balcony?
I don't know, Tony. All I know is the higher Jody goes, the further he can fly.
Nick, you can see how far up he... What on earth could he be thinking? No.
Oh, wait a minute. FNWA! Tony Giles, my lord!
I am virtually speechless. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the fans.
FNWA... The crowd reacting to what they've just seen. Tony, I can hardly believe what I've just seen. I've just seen Jody Fleisch just moonsault from the top of the balcony onto Fleisch Barker, and now the tide has most definitely turned. This has taken a lot out of the old school veteran Fleisch Barker.
You know what, Nick? I can't be entirely sure, but that looked to be about 25 foot that Jody Fleisch just effortlessly moonsaulted from. Fleisch Barker's down. Jody's got some weaponry. Jody's back in charge. He's back in charge and he's acting large. Jody Fleisch is definitely the man now.
We already had a ladder in the match. Fleisch Barker brought in a couple of chairs, and now Jody Fleisch has entered the table into the proceedings.
Somehow it looks like Fleisch Barker has been busted wide open. It could have been a knee pad. It could have been the foot. It could have been anything. When Jody Fleisch is flying at you from 25 feet in the air, quite literally anything can happen, and it probably will.
Jody Fleisch now just got a hammer of a punch on the back from Fleisch Barker, and that's enough to win the man. Jody Fleisch is lying prone on that table. Will Fleisch capitalise and use this to his advantage? No, Fleisch seems to be going back for the ladder now, Tony.
Fleisch is going for... I can't honestly see what anybody could do with a ladder after that. But all it takes is a couple of blows from Fleisch Barker for Jody Fleisch to be down and out. Fleisch Barker's twice the size of Jody Fleisch. Jody Fleisch only 21 years of age and not as experienced as Fleisch Barker. This is where the experience and the know-how of being in the old school is paying off for Fleisch Barker.
It looks like Fleisch Barker is going to dive off the top of the ladder through Jody and through the table, but Jody's off the table and I don't think Fleisch realises this. Jody now is climbing to the top of the ladder.
Both men jockeying for position on the top of the ladder. I don't know what they're going for, but this can only be impending doom for one of them.
Jody Fleisch top of the ladder, and now sunset powerbomb
from the top of the ladder. Oh, Jody! If Jody Fleisch can just get to his feet and set that ladder up, we could be looking at the new champion right here, right now. But at the moment, both men are down and they're not moving very quickly.
If Jody Fleisch was able to cover Fleisch Barker, it would have been a free count. Except, Tony, there are no free counts. There is only one way to claim the FWA title here tonight at York Hall, and that's to put your dead cold fingers around its metal. Fleisch Barker with a driver.
Sit down Michinoku driver for Jody Fleisch. That's what you get for your troubles, Jody. You start to mess with the old school, that's what you get. Fleisch Barker taking the ladder now. Is he going to be setting it up? Well, he's not going for the belt. The only thing I can think of, Nick, is Fleisch Barker isn't through inflicting the punishment on Jody Fleisch.
Both men, the adrenaline pumping through their veins, pumping through their arteries. They're so determined to add damage to one another. They're seemingly forgetting about the title. Jody Fleisch just dropped toehold Fleisch into the ladder. He's now climbing the ladder. Moonsault!
Oh, moonsault climbing the ladder. Literally walking up it like a set of stairs, moonsaulting back off from the standing switch after Fleisch Barker made the first error.
Very reminiscent of Jody Fleisch's trademark wall unit. Jody Fleisch now into the corner. No, back into the ladder. Switches Fleisch and Fleisch into the ladder and to the outside.
Spilling over into the outside. outside, flying off the ladder. Fleisch seems to maybe have hurt his wrist. I see he's actually wearing extra wrist protection there. I thought it was so he could inflict some more punishment on Jody, but it looks like he may have an injury there. I'm not entirely sure. Jody Fleisch seems to be in control at the moment, but as I say that, it all switches around again, and Fleisch Barker proves that he's #1 at the moment.
Tony, I can answer that question for you. Why is it that the wrist tape of Fleisch Barker is heavily done? It's because Fleisch Barker has been practicing pounding away with forearm shots on any unsuspecting victim that he can find, and he's had to rug them up because they're swelling and sore. And now Jody Fleisch is going to be the victim of the fruit of his labours.
Jody Fleisch slowly weights his mate back over the guardrail and tries to make it back into the ring. The only way this match can be won is if one of these guys is in the center of that ring. Oh, vicious chair shot. Jody Fleisch proving anything you can do with a weapon, I can do better.
Fleisch Barker was trying to climb to the heavens, and Jody Fleisch managed to cut him off with a taste of cold steel. Jody Fleisch now is climbing the top rope, and whenever he's climbing the top rope, it's always going to be aerial.
It's gonna be aerial. Oh! Fleisch Barker using the ladder as a weapon. What's he setting Jody up for now?
Not sure this is going to look googling.
Oh! A German suplex from the top of the ladder. Oh my God!
Earlier in the evening, we saw AJ Styles do something very similar to Johnny Storm, but Fleisch Barker, a much bigger, stronger man, threw Jody Fleisch from an even higher height on the top of the ladder.
From the top of the ladder, nothing could be nice, but a German suplex. If this was a normal match, it would be all over right here. 1, 2, 3, we'd have a new champion, but it's not, Nick. It's a ladder match, and while there's still some life left in Jody's body, there's still some fight left in Jody's body.
Fleisch Barker seems to be picking the limp, dead body of Jody Fleisch, and he's climbing up the ladder with him. I fear to think what would happen to Jody. Jody, however, managed to punch him in the midsection and get away with it. Jody on the apron, springboarded.
Oh, caught into a power bomb. Jody's just basically been folded up like an accordion. It's horrible to see. Jody Fleisch is a friend of mine, and I hate seeing things like this happen to him in the ring. I know the title means a lot to you, Jody, but is it really worth it?
Well, Fleisch Barker is a friend of mine, and it gives me great pleasure to see him rightfully claim what will be his, and that is the FWA Heavyweight title. I know that a title win on Fleisch Barker's behalf would inspire a whole generation of young people to accomplish other great things.
You know what, Nick? I think you're wrong. I can't say for sure, but I think you're wrong. I think the fans in the York Hall this evening are firmly behind the Phoenix. The Phoenix is a hometown boy from East London. He's been training hard for many, many years. It's about time Jody got what he deserved. He's been the champion. He can be the champion.
Let's face it, Jody Fleisch is nothing more than a trick midget. Hell, he was trained by a circus, for God's sake, Tony. I think most people deep down want their title to be held by the cold, ruthless heart of an old schooler.
You know what, Nick? You mentioned the circus there. From the age of 6 years old, Jody Fleisch was trained in circus arts. And as such a performer, Jody Fleisch has always been a performer at a young age. At a young age, Jody Fleisch was picked out personally by Princess Diana herself as being her favourite performer.
Oh, Tony, it really brought a tear to my eye, Tony. But quite frankly, this is not the time and the place for entertainment. This is a wrestling match.
Basically,
Fleisch Barker is about to powerbomb Jody Fleisch on a couple of chairs.
Not nice, Nick. It's just damaging the back more and more. The point I was trying to make is, from 6 years old, Jody Fleisch has been a performer. At the age of 21 now, he's still a performer. The kid has a whole world. The whole world is open to Jody Fleisch. Wherever he goes from here on, the whole world is his oyster. Whether he's the FWA British Champion or not, Jody Fleisch is giving it his all, and these fans appreciate it.
Well, Jody Fleisch is going to be a great performer when they're using him for the miracle of science. And now, Fleisch Barker's climbing up the top. The referee just got booted in the face.
This isn't something you see from Fleisch Barker, him going to the top rope. Oh, suicide dive!
If you ask me, Jody Fleisch has just died. I just think I saw his kidney fly out of his mouth and fly across the arena.
When you see a man of Flash Barker's size go to the top rope, it spells trouble for anyone else in the area. But then being dived upon while being on a ladder on top of two chairs, it can only inflict more punishment tenfold. Jody Fleisch, I'd hate Jody, my prayers are with you. I hope you pull through it. Jody, this one's do it for us.
Tony, you're beginning to make me feel just a little bit sick now. Flash Barker throwing Jody Fleisch back into the ring, and you think Jody can fly? I just saw Flash Barker jump from the top rope onto a ladder where Jody was.
It looks as though Flash Barker wants he signaled someone down the ring. It's Monkey Boy. What's Monkey Boy doing back in the ring, Nick?
Well, for a Monkey Boy, he kicks like a mule. I don't think you should call him a Monkey Boy, Tony Giles. If you ask me, he can beat you and he can beat your family. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He's a professional wrestler, just like Flash Barker and just like the other members of the old school.
He may be able to beat me, but let me ask you this, Nick. Have you ever spanked the monkey? Mark Sloan is being blatantly... He's got something in his... Are those handcuffs? Is Mark Sloan brandishing handcuffs?
With the referee down, Mark Sloan has now been able to come to ringside and handcuff Jody Fleisch.
He's handcuffed Jody Fleisch to the ropes. Oh, Flash Barker goes with a chair shot. Jody Fleisch manages to boot him in the head using the chair, and it looks as though the force of the chair shot, Phil Flash Barker has backfired his plans. The chair shot actually broke the handcuffs. Jody Fleisch is now a free man. Monkey Boy's back and realising there's damage to be done.
No member of the old school knows going, whoa, who's this time? No.
I could hear the fans chant, what could it possibly...
Tony, what is he doing here? This is a one-on-one match. He has no right. Kicks in mid-shake, and Alex Shane setting up for the one-night stand.
The show stealer hitting the one-night stand earlier on in the evening. The show stealer was attacked by the old school. He's getting a little matter of revenge now, and he's basically showing his respect to Jody Fleisch.
Jody Fleisch and Flash Barker having this tremendous match, and Alex Shane came down and ruined it.
A couple more digs for Monkey Boy Mark Sloan as Alex Shane escorts him away from the ring, as rightly should be. This is a one-on-one match. Only one man can win this belt, Nick, not two. As Flash Barker brings another ladder, I can't think what Flash is up to. There are now two ladders in the ring, and a table outside, and a few chairs, and some handcuffs. This has been one of the most amazing matches I've ever seen.
Well, it's supposed to be a ladder match, ladder, singular, but now there are two ladders in the ring, and if you ask me, we're about to see the debut of a Jody Fleisch sandwich. Steel ladder, Jody, steel ladder.
I pray and hope to God that we don't see that kind of move. Phil Flash Barker is now climbing up one of the ladders. It looks like Phil's got something on his mind. It looks like he could possibly be going for the belt, but Jody Fleisch proving there's still some life left in him is also climbing the ladder. They're both climbing the ladder. They're both jockeying for position.
I don't think they're going for the belt. They're too far on one side. However, they're both... what's this? Could it be?
Yes.
Flash Barker's on! Flash in a pan!
Flash in a pan from the middle of the ladder. Now, the flash in the pan is one of the most devastating moves there are, but you add a ladder to the mix, and it just times it by 10 at least. Jody Fleisch is limp at the moment, and Flash Barker sees the opportunity, and it looks like he's going for it.
This is an example of how the Frontier Wrestling Alliance have screwed around with the old school too long. If pinfalls were being allowed, Flash Barker would have won this match 10 times already. And now, it doesn't matter, because he's climbing the ladder, and he's going to claim the FWA title for himself.
That may be true, Nick. Jody Fleisch is also climbing the ladder, as they're both up. They're both about the same position. They're trading blows.
I want to trade blows with Flash Barker. Jody managed to stop the ladder falling over. Now,
he pushes Flash
Barker
through the table, flashes through the table. Jody's still on the ladder. Come on, Jody. You can do it. Come on, Jody. We're all behind you. Come on, Jody. You can do it. Just reach for the title, Jody. Reach for the title. You can do it.
No!
Yes! Yes! New FWA Undisputed Champion, the Phoenix, Jody Fleisch.
Oh, how typical. The referee just woke up and called the match. Jody Fleisch is the new FWA title holder. Oh, I hope you're happy, Tony. Hope you're happy. A great wrestler in Flash Barker was just screwed again out of the FWA Championship.
You know what, Nick? I've got a grin from ear to ear. I am happy. just like Jody Fleisch must be at the moment, undisputed FWA champion at the age of 21 years old. Everybody from the FWA locker room is coming out to congratulate Jody Fleisch. All of the stars of the FWA are amazed at Jody's efforts. What he went through tonight to win that belt, we have not seen the likes of in a long, long time.
Oh, this shows just what the locker room of the FWA are like. They're coming out now and congratulating him. But I bet you one thing, Tony. I bet you this one thing. Each man in that ring at the moment is eyeing Jody Fleisch hungrily, eyeing his championship.
As Jody Fleisch looks a little bit wobbly there, he looks a little bit wary. He's had the living hell beaten out of him for the last 35 minutes. But Jody Fleisch proudly stands atop the ladder in the middle of York Hall, Bethnal Green, with his FWA British Championship.
What a day it's been. Jody Fleisch is now the title holder of the Frontier Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Championship. My congratulations go out to both men. However, this has not got to be the last for the old school.
Nick, whatever you say, this has been an amazing contest. You can't deny it, I can't deny it. Both men were amazing as the crowd give them a standing ovation now, proving that what they've come to see and what they've paid for is wrestling.
Fleisch Barker now retreating, defeated.
Jody Fleisch is the new FWA Heavyweight Champion!
Ladies and gentlemen,